Hello everybody and a very, very warm welcome to Villarreal for round 8 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. The heat is rising both on track and down there on the grid, where of course our intrepid, our wonderful, our very own Alex Legui is down there and has found a bit of a friend, it seems. Oh wow, that's incredible. Alex, distracted somewhat, methinks, from the task in hand. We'll be heading down there in a few moments' time. So, without further ado, let's go and catch up to see who Alex has found ahead of the first race of the day.
Hello everybody, welcome to the streets of Villarreal. I'm down here on the grid. What a brilliant weekend it's been so far. We kicked off with a brilliant parade through the streets on Thursday afternoon. The drivers all met, they came together at the statue in the centre for an autograph session. We spent time with the mayor in the city hall, the atmosphere, the ambience, all the fans. It was absolutely brilliant. The drivers thoroughly enjoyed it and just proved to us exactly why we love spending time here in Villarreal. We really enjoyed ourselves, as we have all weekend. So then we can start to turn our attention to the on-track action, and that has not disappointed. Free practice 1, free practice 2, both full of action, but it really came down to it yesterday in qualifying. We had drama for poor Manuel Fernandez, for Stian Poulsen, but the big story was the situation between Mikel Ascona and Jan Erlache. Jan has had the pace all weekend, but it came down to the wire as Mikel Ascona strategy paid off very well as he took the tow and managed to get through to pole. Both of them worked very hard. In fact, I think Mikel said that he lost both of his wing mirrors. They contact, drama, but it worked. And Mikel was the man who came out on top and was very happy yesterday. However, something's happening down here on the grid, and if you just take a little look here, I'm not entirely sure, Mikel, what is going on?
Yeah, we had a small issue on the coming lap to the grid, but they are fixing it. It was a small issue, to be honest, and they are just bleeding the brakes, so everything will be done.
Everything will be done. Your mechanics, each weekend, they seem to have a drama. They managed to fix Norby's between Q1 and Q2 in Paul Ricard. Yesterday they fixed Norby's drive shaft. Today they're here. They work very hard.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of very concerned-looking faces, including yours, I have to say.
No, they are the best. So we have the best mechanics, so I trust them. I'm not worried, to be honest. We still have 5 minutes, and they are doing the best. And it was a small issue. We just changed the part on the car, and everything now will be ready to race.
Okay, all right. So, assuming that's fine, Mikel, let's just turn your attention to yesterday's qualifying. We talk about the tow, and that was very good strategy, but you still had to put together an incredible lap, which you did.
Yeah, it was incredible lap. Behind Ian, I pushed everything on the table, and they have to change the mirrors. All the fenders were damaged. So I was very happy with this lap. I exploded everything from the car, 100%, and this lap was amazing. Lap record on the track and perfect slipstream from Ian. So this was I told you yesterday, the lap of the year, Alex.
It was. Congratulations. His third pole of the season, his second consecutive pole. But I tell you what, it's regardless of what's happening there, it's not going to be easy to convert that into a win because of this gentleman here, Jan Erlache, reigning champion. You had the pace yesterday, Mikel. They did a good strategy and took the tow. Now, from your position, this is not looking particularly good for Mikel's car. So I guess feeling confident?
Well, yeah, actually, you know, this is a street track, so if we have a chance, might be at the start. But here, for the special occasion, we have those 2 joker laps during the race, so we need to try to maximize it to try to make a position. You know, it will be a bit of strategy around, depending on the start for sure, and on his pace. It's very difficult to follow cars here with the dirt here, so yeah, we will see. I will probably try to do it quite early, and then try to push flat out. So. Yeah, we will see. You know, it's going to be a complicated one, but I think our pace is okay and our race pace might be okay.
I feel like there could be all sorts of ways that the strategy is going to play out depending on each other. And also, I mean, it actually looks okay now, but there is a threat of rain as well.
It is, but I think those clouds should be fine. From our forecast, it should be okay. So we will see for sure. If rain comes, it might be chaos here, but it might be chaos already without rain. So let's see.
I have no doubt. Have a good start, Jan. Come here. So Jan behind him, look, this sea of blue. Ma Qinghua, Santi Urrutia, who was the championship leader coming into this weekend. Mikel Ascona, after his pole position yesterday, he is now 3 points ahead of Santi Urrutia, who has lost his championship lead. But you guys are in very good position, certainly to look after each other. Tell me a little bit more about the strategy conversations that you guys had before this grid.
I guess I cannot tell you the strategy. For me, I'm behind my teammates, so I believe I need to cover them a little bit and see if we can get some advantage on the Joker lap. I think we lost the pole yesterday. Ascona with 40 kilos put in a pole, so we will try to get it back today. But overall, you know, for me, it's very important to finish in the points. It's always risky when you come to street circuits, contact, wall, tires, and everything. Is to do a clean start and then follow my teammates and see whatever strategy you made, then you always change during the race. You know, it can be safety cars, it can be a lot of things. So, as I say, just get a clean start, and if I can move forward, I will. But I have my teammates in front, so I think we will play, of course, a little bit of a team strategy and see how we can end it up.
A good one. We look forward to seeing how that plays out. I have to say, I mean, it's not surprising. He lost his championship lead yesterday, but that's probably the quietest, lowest. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on there with Santi. Right, who I do want to speak to is, I think I've only got about a minute left, but a quick word with Jensen, because it was his best qualifying yesterday. This man is due a good result. This could be the time. Tell me how qualifying yesterday was and how, you know, what you learnt from it, what you feel like you can do in the race today.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying to you yesterday, we're improving every session here. First time on a street circuit. So, yeah, I think if we can get today's race out of the way. Qualifying didn't quite go to plan. Like I said to you, we were aiming for the reverse grid. But, yeah, it didn't quite go to plan. We know we've got a little bit more pace. So I think if we play the Joker right, then there's no reason why we can't.
Fingers crossed. Yes, all about risk versus reward. So they've got 2 Joker laps to play. We've never had history, so that really will be very interesting to see how this all plays out. I think that we could see some really very unpredictable results is what I would say. So they take the first one between lap 3 and lap 7. They can take their second one whenever they want to, as long as it's after the first one, which has to be between 3 and 7. It'll make more sense when we actually start going. There is a schedule for rain. Whether that will actually happen, it doesn't look likely, but it would certainly throw a cat among the pigeons, as we say in the UK. I look forward to this race. That first corner is going to be good. Make sure you're watching. Stay with us. Let the games begin. Vamos.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Alex Legui. There we go then. All of the news and all of the stories ahead of what should be, I really do believe, a very, very entertaining motor race indeed. 2 Joker laps are going to throw a variable into this one. When will the drivers take those joker laps? How will the strategy unfold? Can the Geely boys work together for their advantage? Mikel Azcona, a little bit cast astray on his own, isn't he? In terms of the BRC Hyundai N Squadra Corse team, he's on pole position. Noah Michelitz all the way down in 9th place. Vulnerable is the Spanish driver. Excitement is high for sure. Air temperature then, 20 degrees, much cooler than it's been all weekend long. Track temperature of 29, 51% humidity. There is a potential, as mentioned on the grid, for rain in the air. We're British though, we know our weather. Now, you'll be fine. Rain's not coming. This is going to be a dry one all the way through to the flag, I am absolutely certain. We've got around 14 laps, 60 kilometres of racing to do. We can extend it by a couple of laps, of course, if the inevitable safety car intervention comes in. And of course, top topic of the day, as mentioned by Alex, is the joker lap. Lap 3 to lap 7 inclusive. The first one must be taken. The second one can be taken any time thereafter. Of course, if there's a safety car during that window, the window can be extended to make sure the drivers can make their joker lap activation. And if you don't, you'll be a very naughty boy, and the stewards will have something to say about that one, I am absolutely sure. Catch the leader. That new one's Mikel Azcona after qualifying, isn't it? 3 points is the advantage for the Spanish driver. And there is Mikel, right on cue. It's been an absolutely fabulous qualifying effort in 2026, hasn't it? 3rd pole position of the year, 5th of his Kumho FIA TCR World Tour career. In a rich vein of form is car number 196. He'll start this one from pole position, but again, as he mentioned, left nothing on the table, did Mikel, in qualifying. Use the slipstream to good advantage as well. He's not going to have that benefit in the race. He will be vulnerable to the likes of Jan Erlichey, Marcinkoir, Santiago Urrutia behind. These opening few corners, these opening couple of laps will be vital at the front of the field. That will dictate the strategy of who goes and serves their joker lap when. If you're Mikel Azcona, where's the benefit from taking it early? If you're the race leader, all you're going to do is reinsert yourself into the middle of the pack. If you leave it to the end and you're the likes of Azcona leading, safety car intervention changes absolutely everything. There is no correct decision. There's no right way to deliver this joker lap strategy that we have here in the World Tour. It is purely about the heat of the moment, react to the situation. Those lightest on their feet and quickest to the scenario around them will be the ones that take the biggest advantage away. Joker lap time delta, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, depending on who you talk to. It's of course slower to do the joker lap. They go to the left of the roundabout through a little cone chicane as well to slow the cars down and then rejoin the racing surface. It's the slower way around. You have to do it twice. The key is where you will reinsert yourself back into the field. Marcinkoir, he's going to be a bit of an outlier, isn't he? He's going to be one wanting to cause a little bit of disturbance as the Chinese driver. And from 3rd on the grid, all eyes forward according to Mar, point ahead. He absolutely wants to get himself in this mix. The problem for the Geely Cyan Racing guys, if they're behind Jan Erlichey, they'll kind of be inclined to have to play the team game, give Jan a bit of a gap so he can serve his joker lap without being inserted back into the field. You don't want to be in that place if you're Santiago Urrutia, if you're Marcinkoir. Get in front of Jan, make it so he's got to help you and not the other way round. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why these opening couple of laps will be absolutely frantic, I am sure. Expect to see elbows out, even into team elbows, well and truly out through these opening few laps. Opening few corners, in fact, even, is where the drama, I believe, is going to be. And I'm here for it. Can't wait. We're only a few moments away then. Let's have a look at the starting grid then. Mikel Azcona from Jan Erlichey, Marcinkoir, Santiago Urrutia. A spicier first 2 front rows you could not wish to have in the World Tour. Fascinating to see what 1, 2, 3 and 4 will do away from the line. Aurelien Comte has new teammate Victor Anderson for company 5th and 6th. Jimmy Claret and Jenson Brickley will line up in 7th and 8th. Claret in the Claret Sport Audi, Brickley in the ALM Honda. Noah Michelitz is 9th. He's got Ted Bjork alongside in 10th. Enzo Gianfratti and Manuel Fernandez on home soil. Fernandez will line up in 12th position. The Portuguese absolutely desperate for a good result in front of friends and family. Mikkel Karlsson lines up in 13th. Stian Paulsen is alongside in position number 14. Matteo Casalonga in another of the Claret Sport Audis is 15th. 16th place goes to another home driver, Daniel Teixeira in the Hyundai Elantra N TCR is 16th and last. A big shout out to Jean-Eric Verne, who's still not here, unfortunately, through injury. Same for Raphael Fournier as well, that would have been in this field, but couldn't make it through injury. Same self for Julian Grichet. Also missing from the grid. Get well soon, Raphael. Get well soon, Jean-Eric Verne. Right then, put your barbecues down, put the burgers on one side, get the drinks on the table, get your feet up. Boys and girls, we are about to go motor racing. This is Villarreal. This is a street circuit where the walls are close and the pace is high. Absolutely anything can happen around the streets of this Portuguese town. We've seen it many a time before in the history of FIA touring cars. Had cars into the furniture, cars into each other, cars even into stationary vehicles at the side of the road. It is the kind of place that will trip you up in a heartbeat if you are not 100% focused on the task in hand. And I think for our Kumho FIA TCR World Tour field, this will be one of the most nervous formation laps of the season to date. Big pressure resting on the shoulders. Jan Erlichet. Will the comeback continue from second on the grid? The French driver looking very comfortable. Victor Anderson, our ETS Trophy guest star leader at this moment in time, back again in the World Tour, this time in SP competition colours. Can the Swedish driver show a thing or two to Aurelien Comte? They're in a good position, lining up on the grid in 5th and 6th places respectively. Best World Tour qualifying of his career for Victor Anderson. There is the grey and blue machine with the red highlights. Keep your eye on those two Cupras. They're quick around Villarreal. So is Jimmy Claret, another driver with his best qualifying in the World Tour. Jimmy back behind the wheel of the Team Claret Sport Audi. Great to have that car back on the field as brother Teddy campaigned the Cupra to great success. Took a victory last time around at Paul Ricard. Now it is time for Jimmy to have a go behind the wheel. See if he can replicate the success of his brother from last weekend. Hyundai Motorsports then watching on nervously. Mikel Azcona, their man, starts from pole position. Norbert Michelis down there in 9th place as well. Work to do for the Hungarian. Might be an opportunity for the Italian squad to run a conservative strategy on one and a little bit more aggressive, shall we say, on the other, in terms of the Joker lap. First time we've had a double Joker in the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. First time we've had a Joker lap since 2022. Back again at Villarreal. Last time it was the one, now it's a double. Fresh for everybody. A lot of these drivers never even raced in a Joker lap configuration. Something that tends to be more rallycross, isn't it, than circuit cars. Still undecided as to whether I like a Joker lap or not, but one thing for sure, it will entertain us. It will definitely bring another element in. By the way, Stian Poulsen, car back up and running again. Speaking to Luke Sargent a few minutes ago, showing me around the car, looks all in good fettle. Van in Motorsports, unfortunately, Poulsen had a bit of a coming together with Manuel Fernandez in qualifying. Unfortunate incident, both got wrapped up, both managed to fix the car though, and are back up and running. There's a Joker lap to your left hand side, see where the blue markings are? That's the nasty little chicane that they've got to navigate their way through. Might cause a few headaches for a few drivers, and they'll rejoin the race. And it'll all get squirrely down to the line. Fascinating stuff then here at Villarreal. Looking forward to this one. Beautiful scenes on the streets of Portugal. Last few cars working their way through the roundabout at the rear of your shot. Mikel Azcona from Jan Erlichet. 1, 2, 3 Marcinkois, 4 Santiago Urrutia. Keep your eye on the two Cupras led by Aurelien Comte and Victor Anderson alongside. Keep your eye as well, Norbert Michelis at the back of your field. So here we go then. Last car in position at the back of your shot. After the longest pause then, a green flag waves at the back of the field. Please pay attention to the lights at the top of your screen. All the lights will go on. All the lights will go off, and round 8 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour is underway, and Jan Erlichet gets away from the line like a scolded cat. The Frenchman absolutely lightning away from the line. Now Under pressure is Mikel Azcona, side by side. Momentarily he went with Marchingois. Azcona, though, leverages position back, holds on to second place. Jan Erlichet, new race leader. Marchingois, unaffected by his charge, stays in third position. Santiago Urrutia keeping a watching brief. The two Cupras as one as well. Michelin, manages to avoid all of the drama. He stays just ahead of Ted Bjork. They remain in 9th and 10th positions. Victor Anderson still in 7th place, leading the ETS Guest Star Trophy Award as well. Job done from the World Tour field. First few corners ticked off and everybody's still in the motor race. Good, sensible driving then from the World Tour field. Jan Erlichet, job done, isn't it? At the head of the pack. Absolutely dynamite for Erlichet. Jimmy Claret as well. A great start from the French driver. He's moved up to 5th position. Makes an absolute fist, though, of the chicane. Aurelien Comte climbing over the back of the black Audi. Let's have a look. What can Aurelien do? Uses the slipstream. Follows in the wheel tracks. Will there be opportunity at the next braking event for Aurelien Comte? He's going side by side with Claret. Can't get alongside though. Jimmy has the line, has the position, has the high ground, holds on to that 5th place so far in the black Audi. Aurelien Comte will have to have another look and another think as Victor Anderson starting to get reeled in by Jenson Brickley at the back of your shot. That was a good opportunity then for Aurelien, wasn't it? You don't see Jimmy Claret making many mistakes. When you do, you have to pounce on them. But Aurelien Comte unable to do so on this occasion. The French driver stays in that 6th position. Michael Carlson, by the way, drops down into 15th place. So Carlson not having the best start as well, losing a couple of positions in these opening laps. Hopefully for him and hopefully for ALM Motorsports, that Honda Civic is still in fine fettle. Jimmy Claret, he's definitely in fine fettle, pushing hard, isn't he, to stay in front of Aurelien Comte. Comte, though, will be absolutely desperate to leverage that 5th position. It's become a bit of a place of his own this season, hasn't it, for the French driver? Usually best of the rest behind the Geely and Hyundai group ahead. Aurelien Comte's got a new person to play with, and he's enjoying his time so far with Jimmy Claret. Still as you were, the locked Kumho tyres from the French driver Claret under pressure at this moment in time as he squabbles for that 5th position. While that fight continues, have a look at Mikel Azcona. Last time around then, having lost the race lead, his lap time last time was a 2 minutes and 1.1 versus 2 minutes 0.3 for Jan Erlichet. So Erlichet, fastest driver on the racetrack as things stand, is doing exactly what he needs to do to build that advantage. Mikel Azcona, though, doesn't look under pressure from Marchingois, so he's trying to go with the Frenchman. Make sure that Jan Erlichet doesn't have a good window to insert himself into when it comes to the Joker lap, which, by the way, will open for business on the next lap. So far, the first 3 laps, can he take it? On lap 3 to lap 7 inclusive is where the Joker lap is open and available for business. It'll be fascinating to see who blinks first from our leading group of cars. No real threats on the racetrack at this moment in time. There's Jenson Brickley. What did Jenson do last time around? He was a couple of seconds slower actually with JB from Victor Anderson, so it doesn't look like it on the racetrack. But some kind of drama befell car number 246. Jenson Brickley's charge continues though. 7th and 8th position, still advantage to Victor Anderson as we pick up the race leaders once again. Jan Erlichet still holding on from Mikel Azcona, but Mikel absolutely on the limit, isn't it? The ragged edge. The BRC Hyundai N Squadra Corse machine. Azcona trying everything he can to hold on to your current race leader, but for Jan Erlichet, with no weight, with 30 kilos of weight, he's 10 kilograms less than Mikel Azcona on this one. Doesn't sound like a lot, 10 kilograms, but when it's been broke, accelerated and turned around 24 corners here at Villarreal, that is going to make a big, big difference indeed. So far, advantage Jan Erlichet at the head of the pack. Down we go, and then into the right hand. You can see the body language of both cars. Nobody, absolutely nobody, is playing this one safe at the moment in time. Let's have another look at the replay. This is where it went for Jan Erlichet very well indeed. The initial launch was absolute perfection from the French driver. Minimal steering input, minimal tyre spin as well on the front wheels, and that was exactly what he needed to do. Bogged down, Mikel Azcona got sore immediately. He was under pressure, tries very, very hard. Marchingois, in fact, was mighty close, wasn't he, at the top of the shot for the run into second position. Look, there we go, side by side, rat-a-tat-tat, in fact, between our second and third place position drivers. Mikel Azcona, though, on that occasion was the braver of the two. Mar, quite wisely, I think it has to be said, electing to back out of that one before a humongous accident took place. And Ma Qinghua, very, very sensible. Doesn't look like he has the pace, does he, of Azcona at this moment in time. Starting to drop back from the rear of Mikel. And, oh, hello, safety car. Just as the window opens for the Joker lap, we have exactly what our drivers did not need, a safety car intervention. All of that work to find a gap, absolutely, well and truly, flushed down the toilet. Right then, let's have a look what went wrong and why we're currently under a pause in proceedings. So that is Enzo Gianfredi. There is Stian Paulsen behind in the Van in Motorsports machine, the SP competition. Cooper, oh, dearie, Matthew Casalonga. That is a massive piece of contact with the Armco barrier. Casalonga, the Frenchman, in the Claret Sport Audi. Absolutely huge contact. Oh dear, that is a big stop for the French driver. Let's hope that he's all fit and well and okay. We're still under safety car, of course. Safety of drivers and trackside workers and spectators, always of paramount importance in these things. And I'm waiting to hear from the track, from Matthew Casalonga, if he's out of the car and okay. But that was a big hit, wasn't it? It was a big hit for the French driver, running towards the back of the field. 15th position, I think, in fact, was Casalonga when that contact occurred. Frenchman races in TCR Spain, normally, currently 8th in the standings in the Spanish Championship as things stand. Races for the Team Claret Sport, of course. Jimmy and Teddy run their own racing team in various different championships around the globe, and Casalonga being absolutely one of their clients. We saw Matthew with us for a couple of rounds previously as well, Paul Ricard. Unfortunately, though, his Portuguese endeavours have come to an end. While we're still waiting for news as to if the driver is all fit and well. And we can see the World Tour field making their way past. Thankfully, the car is pretty well and far off the racing line, so hopefully not too much trouble in terms of debris and puncture risks. You can see a little bit, there we go, look, the initial contact. There is some mess on the racetrack. That's not going to be an easy snatch either, is it? We have got a barrier entrance there, which is good, so hopefully we can get a flatbed on there quick and get Matthew Casalonga's car out of the way. But obviously, most important is driver okay. That's the main thing. In fact, I'm just hearing from our very own Neil Hudson. Driver is okay. Thank you very much, Neil. Much appreciated for that one. So great news. Matthew Casalonga is okay then, after what looked like a terrifying contact. It has to be said with the barriers. Big impact. Strange place to make contact with the Armco. It has to be said. So quite why Casalonga ends up where he does, we do not know, but the end result's the same. It is game over for him. Safety car then is out on track. There he is. There is proof that Matthew Casalonga is good, fit and well. Great stuff. Glad to hear that one. So what this means for us then, ladies and gents, boys and girls, we can extend by a couple of laps our race distance because of a safety car intervention. It also means this happened right on cue for the Joker lap window, because, you know, let's have something new and then make every plan disappear the second we try to use it. So this window can be extended by the race director and will be extended by the race director for when people can go in and serve their first stop. There is Family Claret looking on. They've got a big ask, haven't they, as well, because race 2, round number 9, takes place 16:45 local time. So it is not a lot of time to get that one fixed. Right then, while we're under safety car conditions, this feels like a really good time to have a quick look at some of the highlights of the excitement in the race that we've enjoyed for the first 4 laps at least. Race start then was absolutely crucial for our front 2 starters. Mikel Azcona did not get away from the line as planned. Jan Erlechet greedily snatching away an early race lead for the run down into T1. For Erlechet, that was the name of the game here at Villarreal, and it is absolutely working in the way of the Geely Cyan racing driver. He's got 2 teammates in Ma Qinghua, Santiago Urrutia in 3rd and 4th places respectively. Mikel Azcona very much a man on his own. Managed to use the elbows though for Ma through the opening few corners. The Spanish and the Chinese driver respectively. Very, very aggressive. On that occasion, though, it worked for Azcona. Aggression with the barriers did not work whatsoever for Matthew Casalonga. We didn't see how it started, but we most certainly saw how it ended. Big, big contact with the barriers for the Audi driver. Casalonga's out of the car and fit and well, but that is the reason behind the safety car intervention. There's potential, looking at the replay as well, that maybe Mikael Carlsen might have been involved in that one as well. I think I saw Carlsen's ALM Motorsports Honda in that shot too. If he wasn't involved, my apologies to Mikael. But there is the end result. The car is away. Great work by the marshals. Thank you all very much indeed here at Villarreal and all around the world for the amazing work you do. That car is back on the back of the flatbed. Huppy bro, dearie me. That is not a small hit. Good Lord. Wow. That really, oh dear, Jimmy, Teddy and Dad. That's not going to be a nice afternoon there at Claret Sports as they work to get that one running. Hopefully, for Jimmy, he can ease the mood slightly for brother Teddy and his father in the pit lane. Currently in 5th position is the Frenchman and looking good. Nobody has served their Joker laps yet, of course, because we've been under safety car during the Joker lap window. And what that does mean is it becomes a little bit more difficult for Jan Ullrich, doesn't it? He got the hard work done with the race lead. Now, what do you do? What is the strategy on this one? The field is condensed. You don't want to be serving the Joker lap straight away because you'll come right into the meat of the pack. But at the same time, there's no good time to do this, is there? This is going to be absolutely fascinating. Safety car will be in this lap, by the way, folks. Panic not then. Great work from the marshals. Let's do it all again. Lap 5 in the books. I'm sure our lap number will be extended. It currently says 14, which is what we started this race with. I think that should sneak up to 16 again in a few moments' time. Keep your eye on that one, though, while I'm keeping my eye on Jan Ullrich. Mikael Azcona's got a little bit of redemption to find, hasn't he? Didn't get the standing start the Spanish driver was looking for. Can he get the restart in a rolling restart? That's what Azcona will be hoping for. There we go. Updated now to 16 laps. Thank you very much. A couple more laps on the books. That's a good seat, isn't it? In the sunshine. Refreshing beverage in hand. Motor racing happening in front of you. What a life. Right then. Matthew Casalonga plays no further part in this motor race. There are still 14 cars on the track, though. Jan Ullrich is the one that leads the field from Mikael Azcona. Marchingois Santiago Arrutia showed that they were not afraid to get involved in Mikael Azcona's side panels come race start number 1. Will Marchingois have learnt any lessons from that little squabble? Is there an opportunity for car number 155 to find himself in that second position? Mar would dearly, dearly love to. That would help the strategy game for Geely Scion Racing no end at the head of the pack, wouldn't it? That would give Jan Ullrich an opportunity to take his Joker lap without fear of penalisation. Well, all sounds theoretically possible. The only thing is Mikael Azcona is the fly in the ointment. He's going to be under all the pressure in the world. There's Ted Bjork winding up for a launch on Noah Michelitz as well. 9th and 10th positions. Don't expect them to be so far down. They've got work to do. And there's confirmation that Carlsen is still in this motor race. Great to see that one as well for the Swedish driver. Listen for the rest to rise. That's when Jan Ullrich is going to hit the loud pedal. Mikael Azcona, eyes glued to the back of the Geely Scion Racing car. The team watching on nervously as well. It is all down to their man Jan, multiple champion. He knows exactly how to behave in this situation. And there we go, he's pulled the trigger already. Mikael Azcona a little bit sleeping in second position. Not the best restart for the Spanish driver. He's given Jan Ullrich just the breathing room that car number 168 needed. That's a great restart then from your race leader. No change a little bit further back. Marchingois, I think, was caught out by that one as well. Not quite close enough to bother the rear of Mikael Azcona's Hyundai. Azcona then second. There's Mar, there's Arrutia at the back of your shot. Claret very much on the money as well. He's got a rally in comp for company. Victor Anderson keeping it clean so far in 7th. Just behind, just ahead should I say, sorry, is Victor. And Jensen Brickley in the back shot. There's Mar having a think. He's not picked up well, has it, for Mikael Azcona? The initial restart pace of that Hyundai Elantra doesn't quite seem as good. The tyres haven't come quite as alive as they have on the machine of Jan Ullrich. Kona under a wee bit of pressure from Marching War. I think it's comfortable for now, but Mar will be very, very enthused by how easily he's managing to stay behind the back of the Hyundai. Let's remember, Joker Lap time, window is open. It is now time for the Joker Lap. If anybody wishes to serve it, they can. Unless you're at the very back of the field, though, that is not going to be an optimal decision, courtesy of this safety car. There's Ted Bjork, 10th place for the 111. It's not gone well, has it, these last few weeks for Ted Bjork. Didn't have the Paul Ricard he was hoping for, despite the pace. And Ted would dearly love to start banking in some of those big laps. Confirmation then the Joker Lap window extended until lap 10. So open now until lap 10 for these drivers. They've got to serve their first one in that window. The second one they can serve whenever they see fit. But the first one has to be served. There'll be a graphic on screen as well when the Joker has been served, so you can keep abreast of it. So far, though, nobody's taken that decision. That's quite wise. The pack is too condensed. You can't make that move just yet. But if you do, could be a lot of pressure. There is the Joker Lope. Anybody electing to take that one early, it will be towards the back of the field, I would imagine, if anybody does. I mean, if you're Enzo Gianfretti, for example, or Manuel Fernandez in the 11th position, take it now. And if there's a safety car, breeze past everybody when they take their stops. Absolutely the right decision further down. In fact, Stian Poulsen has decided to take his, so has Norbert Michelitz, so has Manuel Fernandez. So exactly as mentioned, a few of the drivers a little bit further down. That's worked out well for Norby, hasn't it? He's not lost any position, stays in 10th place. Just the Hungarian driver, Manuel Fernandez, down in 13th position. Aurelien Comte in the rear bumper of Jimmy Clary. Almost climbing over the top of the black Audi is Aurelien Comte, the two Frenchmen. Hammer and tongs at this moment in time. Clary doesn't look like he has the pace, does he, of the chasing Coopers behind. Aurelien becoming increasingly frustrated in car number 107. What you've got to do is keep your head in these conditions. It is very, very easy to start making insensible moves. Insensible, that's not a word. It is very, very easy to start being a little bit leery, a little bit excitable if you're Aurelien Comte, and that's only going to lose your time. Stay strategic, stay sensible, and that's working very nice in that particular fight for 5th and 6th. Victor Anderson doesn't appear to have the pace at this moment in time, at least, to stay in that particular conversation. So there you can see the graphic on your screen telling you who served their Joker Lap and who has not. JL0 means no laps have been served. JL1 means they've served one. Remember, folks, 2 Joker Laps have to be completed. For the completion of this one, the first of which has to be done before lap 10. And we're already on the 7th lap of this motor race. Jan Olishay from Mikolav Kono, 1.2 seconds is the gap at the head of the pack. Marching Guavo staying rather interested indeed. Oh, there we go. That's one of our front runners taking their Joker for the first time. Beautiful drone shots. Will they get back out in front of Clary? Good Lord. They almost came together on the same bit of racetrack. Jimmy Clary, though, I think survives that one. There's one of the SP competition machines as well, serving their penalty. But who was it? It was Marching War, I think, if the timing screens are correct. Yes, it is. There is Mar, and that worked out very, very nicely for the Chinese, didn't it? Just about gets back in front of Clary. That was, I'd love, absolutely love to see a replay of that rejoin. It looked very, very close at the tail end of our drone shot, didn't it? But for Mar, exquisite timing, job done. Served his first Joker, lost no track positions. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Mikolav Kona needs to get a little bit closer to Jan Olishay, as does Santiago Urrutia, to be fair, if he wants to be involved in this one. But what it does tell me is the window for our leading trio is now large enough to serve that Joker and reinsert themselves ahead of the chasing pack. This is a good opportunity now for all of our top 3 drivers to go serve their penalty. Mar will be the proverbial cork in the bottle, shall we say, that may or may not slow the chasing field down, just to give his 2 teammates that window, that comfort blanket needed to get their Joker Lap over and done with. Let's have a look. Next time around then, will anybody elect to serve it? Norby came back out in 10th position. He served his. In fact, he served both of his now as Norby. So the only driver of note, the head of the pack, Stian Poulsen being the other one, to have served both Joker Laps. Safety car time. absolutely ideal for the Hungarian. This is exactly what car number 105 will be holding out for. Safety car intervention will help no end. Now they've served both of their joker laps. Marchinguar looking relatively comfortable in fourth place, having been the only one of the front runners to have served his. And there is Ted Bjork, freed up from the battle of Norbert Michelis. There's Mikkel Athkona serving his joker. He gets it done, so does Jimmy Claret at the back of your shot. So Athkona gets it done, rejoins just ahead of Mar. There's Jensen Brickley reinserted himself in the battle as well. Smiles all round, well, not quite all round. Paul looks a little bit concerned, doesn't he? But smiles then for Gile, 1-2. Santiago Urrutia moves up into second place. Mikkel Athkona stays ahead of Marchinguar, so the first potential tripping hazard for Athkona has been avoided. He stays ahead of Mar, who served his joker a little bit earlier. And there is the evidence. It is close though, isn't it, between Athkona and Mar? Both drivers then still have one more to serve. It is Jan Erlichey, Santiago Urrutia that have not been down for the joker lap intervention yet from our race leaders. Mikkel Athkona is the first of those that has done so. The delta between himself and Jan will be too great, of course. He's not going to take the lead over from this one, but it will bring him back into contention. The big question is, what has Santi done? What has Urrutia done by leaving it a little bit later? Has this helped his cause any? I don't think it will do. I think Mikkel and Mar will both jump ahead of the Uruguayan driver when he serves his joker, but it may be interesting if we have a little safety car intervention between now and the conclusion of lap 10. This lap and the next one is the final time that drivers have to serve their first joker. The only two that haven't done. Oh, Ted Bjork and Jimmy Claret are together in the wall. This is absolutely massive. This is massive for both drivers and also for the joker laps. This is going to, of course, be a safety car intervention. It hasn't been called yet. So if Erlichey, if Urrutia are close enough, they can just about jump down. Looks like Claret's got the car running in a fashion, but it's more to get it out of the way of the racetrack. But this is massive for our race leaders. Where are Jan Erlichey? Where are Santiago Urrutia? Safety car notice hasn't come up yet on the timing screens, although I dare say it probably should have done by now. So that may be just a little bit of a technical thing. But for Erlichey and Urrutia, this is the nightmare they did not need. If we go under safety car, where are our two race leaders? That is what we need to see. We can see Ted Bjork hasn't got out of the car yet. Hopefully Ted's okay. Yes, there is Jan. Has he served? Yes. Erlichey and Urrutia have just snuck their joker lap in, literally under the radar of that incident. So Erlichey is safe now. He's completed the mandated requirements. So has Santiago. Mikkel Athkona jumps back up into second place. Mar has got his second joker lap on. Hello, Mar. Where did that one come from? That's going to help Marchinguar massively. He's served both of his jokers, and we are bunched up under a safety car. There's Jimmy out of the car. That's good to see. Glad to see Jimmy Claret front end of that Audi. Looks more like a drift car, doesn't it, than a touring car now. Big damage for Claret Sport. Remember, Matthew Casalonga wrote his car off earlier on, so that ain't going to help Claret Sport whatsoever. I haven't heard if Ted is out of the car and okay yet. Let's hope so. A lot of time for Ted Bjork, lovely guy, great touring car driver. What is Claret doing? Hopefully he's not trying to have an issue somewhere at the rear of the car, not quite sure. For Jimmy. Oh, joker laps. I wasn't sure if I liked them. I think I do now. Marchinguar is absolutely sitting pretty, isn't he? In fourth position. There's Ted's car once again. There's no urgency around the car, which suggests everything's okay. I haven't heard yet from any of my colleagues that will have eyes on the situation, but Ted's very sad end to his weekend, unfortunately. At long last, medical car and the marshals get to the Swedish driver. But yeah, point I was making, let's come back to Ted Bjork and check in on him in a moment. In terms of the motor race then, who served their two jokers? Marchinguar in fourth position has Norbert Michelis. This has worked out glorious for Norby, hasn't he? He's up to sixth and he's served both jokers. Hello, Norby. Good result coming your way, sunshine. Victor Anderson in seventh, also has served both of his, as has Jensen Brickley, as has Manuel Fernandez. Oh, beautiful. There's Ted out of the car. Great stuff. I hate it when we see a stationary car and we don't know what's happened to the driver. So Ted looks fit and well. That's great. Back into the Joe collapse. Manuel Fernandez has served 2. Enzo Gianfranti has served 2. Well, Carlson has. Stephen Paulson enjoyed Joe collapse so much, he's had 3. He's gone for another one. Why not? 12th position. Benjamin Claret, Ted Bjork, Matthew Casalonga out of this motor race. So, game on. Lap 10 of 16. Still under safety car, of course, as we try and get these cars out of the way. There's Ted doing his bit to get her loaded. Not seen the front end of that car. Would love to see what happened and how much damage is on Ted Bjork's machine, because let's remember, we are racing again at 16:45 local, and it's now 12:30 local. So, yeah, 4.25 hours and we'll be green flag. That's not a lot of time, is it? That's not a lot of time at all to get these damaged cars repaired. That's why Ted Bjork's so keen to keep an eye on his machine, making sure it gets back to pit lane as efficiently as possible. Shame for Jimmy, wasn't it? As well, good drive from the Frenchman up to that point. It'll all depend kind of on what that incident looks like, won't it? I'm not hearing signs of a replay just yet, so maybe that happened just out of the way of our live cameras, but I'd love to know what happened. The front of Claret's car doesn't look particularly spectacular. In fact, hello, it lives. It lives under its own power. Ah, well done, Jimmy. Drag that back to pit lane, so that's good news. At least if it's running under its own steam, that usually suggests that the things that are wrong with it are more visual than sincerely mechanical, and Jimmy will limp back to pit lane then. Obviously, as a competitive proposition, his day is well and truly over and done with. But at least he gives the team a bit of a head start, doesn't it? Ahead of race 2, round 9. Coming up on the Right then, we cannot extend the race distance, unfortunately, beyond the 16 laps. We are at our limit. But I really want to see what happens. I hope we get racing again. There are still several drivers that need to do a joker lap. Jan Erlechet, as vulnerable as you could possibly be at the head of the pack, isn't he, Jan? Still has one joker to go. Mikel Azcona and Santiago Urrutia, our entire top 3, have yet to serve their second joker lap. They can serve it anytime they wish, of course. The mandated window has already been and gone. So this is the bonus second one. Honestly, if I'm on pit wall now, if I'm doing strategy for Jan, Mikel or Santiago, answers on a postcard, please, as to when the right decision is going to be for this one. You pit early, everybody's close together because of the safety car. You pit late, you risk another safety car. No good answer. I will say something though. Santiago Urrutia might have a job to do here. And I think that's what's being discussed, isn't it, internally at Geely. It's not palatable, but if Santiago has a poor, slow restart, drags his heels a little bit, keeps Mar, Aurelian and Norby behind him, that might buy a window for Jan Erlechet to make his stop and still come out. Not stop, sorry, to make his joker and still retain the race lead. I don't think I'd want to be the team manager making that decision, because effectively you're saying to Marchinquois, give up a victory chance to make sure Jan, who's behind you, by the way, in the Driver Championship, to make sure Jan can get the big win. I don't know, if I'm Marchinquois, I might have radio connectivity difficulties over that one. Santiago Urrutia, of course, has got to be the one that does this one, unless Mar plays the team game. So Santi could be the cork in the bottle to allow Jan and Mikel freedom, or Mar, more realistically, will be the cork in the bottle to keep Aurelian and Norby behind and allow Jan and Santi to run freedom in the pack. Oh, interesting times, folks. We'll find out in a few moments, because we're almost back under green flag conditions. Great work again from the marshals in difficult conditions, clearing those 2 damaged cars. It's going to be fascinating to see who decides what at the pack. Lap 11, soon to be lap 12 in the books. There we go. 4 more laps to go. Still no sign of a safety car. In fact, right on cue. Our timing screen updates. Safety car will be in this lap. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. It should be absolutely fascinating. Do you pull the joker lap immediately? Do you save it right to the very end, the final lap of the race? That's an option as well for these drivers. They can do whenever they want on this second Joker lap. And just remember, Jan Earlshay, Mikel Azcona, Santiago Urrutia and Aurelien Comte, they're the 4 drivers that really matter that haven't taken their Joker lap at the head of the pack. Everybody else is done and dusted. And there is what happened to Jimmy Clary. That looks like a whole lot of Ted Bjork in your rear corner, doesn't it? I think Jimmy was perhaps, maybe, rudely assaulted there. Not just by Ted Bjork, also our cameraman, it seems. When it rains, it pours for Jimmy Clary, unfortunately. Hopefully they can get that car fixed and ready in shipshape again in a few hours' time. Put yourself in the shoes then of Jan Earlshay for a moment, if you will. What is the strategy? How do you play this one? For Mikel Azcona, it's relatively easy. Whatever Jan does, do different. Do the opposite to whatever Earlshay does. Earlshay can only lose this motor race now, can't win it. You're at the head of the pack, it can only go wrong from here on in, can't it? Santiago Urrutia and Marcinkoir are going to have a massive part to play in this motor race. I've got a feeling that Mar is going to be the one that is radioed up by the team to try and hold the pack and give his 2 teammates the breathing space they need to do something about the win. Mikel Azcona flying solo on this one. He's got nothing to do but go like the wind and hope for the very, very best. Aurelien Comte still has Joker to serve. He's not going to be gratified at all to see Marcinkoir in front of him. He knows there's some fun and games coming. Everybody else, get loud, get leery, and see what you can win in these final 4 laps of what should be a very entertaining race and an entertaining end to round 8 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour here at Villarreal. All eyes then on the front gaggle of cars. This is where strategy, this is where tenacity, and this is where a fair, healthy dose of bravery is going to come in handy for these drivers. Jan Earlshay, Mikel Azcona, Santiago Urrutia haven't served their Joker lap. Earlshay goes nice and early, and that is an absolute beauty of a restart for the French driver. Not for the first time this weekend. Mikel Azcona caught napping under the restart, and everybody goes through on the first tour. As expected, nobody serving that Joker lap just yet. Earlshay, Azcona, Urrutia and Marcinkoir, the first driver that doesn't need to go and do a Joker lap. Is he going to hold off the chasing pack? Aurelien Comte doesn't have the luxury of staying behind the Chinese. He needs to serve his Joker lap as well. Does Aurelien in 5th position? He's going to be vulnerable. No, but Michelis looking good indeed in 6th. He's got a small matter of Victor Anderson and Jensen Brickley for company as well. Mikel locking up in 2nd place. Pushing hard is the Spaniard. He's hurt himself though massively with that tardy restart. Not a good restart at all. 1.1 seconds is Jan Earlshay's advantage. That is looking very, very nice for the Frenchman. Marcinkoir keeping on to the rear of Santiago Urrutia. So Mar is not playing the team game just yet. Not backing up. Aurelien Comte not backing up. No, but Michelis and crew behind. So Mar staying with this one. He fancies an opportunity for himself, doesn't he, the 155? Mar sees potential in this one. Aurelien Comte monstering the curbs. He's desperate to close as close to the back of the Geely Scion racing car as he possibly can. Aurelien Comte can't afford the time loss that is going to hemorrhage him. He's lucky though. Teammate Victor Anderson is doing, but Michelis is not able to keep with the pace of the Frenchman Victor Anderson. Harry in the back of the 105 as well for good measure. So Aurelien Comte doing what he can to buy out this gap. Everybody's leaving it late, aren't they? There is Norby. This is the battle for 5th position. Currently looking comfortable for Victor Anderson. Remember, Norby and Anderson both served their full requirement of Joker laps allocation. They're racing through to the line now, seeing what they can pick up from the car. The 4 cars ahead of them that need to serve that long lap. Anybody making the move on this occasion? No. Everybody goes through the main way. There is the Joker lap. You're going to leave this one to the death, aren't they? It's going to be a final. Yes, it's going to be a final lap squabble. I can feel this one. Jan Earlshay pushing as hard as he can. Fastest man on the racetrack. Last time around a 2 minutes, .313. That is rapid from Jan Earlshay. He's the quickest lap so far. The gap now just over a second to Azcona. That poor restart will be hurting Mikel. Looking at the tyres is the Spanish driver on an absolute charge. Look at Ma Qinghua. No signs yet that the Chinese driver is going to start building up that comfort blanket his teammates need ahead. So Ma still keeping in this one, seeing if he can stay in touch. He's definitely, I say definitely, like I've got all the confidence in the world. He looks reasonably comfortable, does Ma, in terms of being too far away from Erlichey when Jan makes his Joker lap. But he's still certainly in the mix for the podium. Is the Chinese driver. Small matter of Aurelien Comp though for Company Aurelien. Unable to find a way past. He needs to serve his Joker lap. In fact, for Aurelien Comp, might not be a bad idea to get that one over and done with now, because I feel that perhaps the Frenchman has a little bit more pace on tap than what Ma Qinghua is allowing him to show. So Aurelien Comp might be a good call on this lap then, to go and serve his Joker lap. He's got a little bit of fresh air, he's going to lose position. That one is inevitable. The big question is there enough real estate to make up for that in lap time? Nervy times then here at the circuit Villarreal for the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour field. A reminder, car number 168, 196 and 181. Jan Erlichey, Mikel Azcona, Santiago Urrutia. Your top three haven't served their final Joker lap. There it is, waiting patiently for the opportunities, the Joker lap. And there we go, Erlichey, race leader, is the first one to pull the trigger. And again, just in the background, Santiago Urrutia does it as well. Will Urrutia make it in front of Ma? Yes, he does. Job done for the Geely squad. Absolutely choreographed to perfection. Erlichey gets it served, retains position. Urrutia as well. Mikel Azcona is your new race leader, but Mikel needs to serve his long Joker lap as well. That is perfectly choreographed then. Absolutely beautiful for Geely Cyan Racing. Didn't look as excited as it could have done on screen, but that is millimetre precise. Ma Qinghua doing his job absolutely wonderfully. Allows his two teammates unflustered to get their mandated requirement out of the way and stay on the racetrack. Erlichey then, second on track, is the effective race leader. Mikel Azcona now is the one that has to serve his long lap. The big question is, how will he do it? Will he do it this lap? Will he wait to the final tour? Azcona will have to put the lap of his life in the bank now. 2.785 kilometres, 24 corners, and Mikel Azcona can afford to leave absolutely nothing on the table now over these final couple of laps if he has any aspiration whatsoever of taking the race victory. Look at the rear, trying to overtake the front and get it all out on the racetrack as Azcona. Last time around then, the 2 minutes .710 is Mikel Azcona's quickest lap of the race so far. It's a good 4/10 away from the Jan Erlichey pace. 1.2 seconds, 1.4 in fact, is my time on screen. I trust that one more than the on-screen one. 1.4 seconds won't be enough to hold that position. Aurelien Comp still needs to serve his Joker lap as well. In sixth place, no, but Michelitz has an opportunity to take away that place from Aurelien Comp. He's going to leave it late as the French driver. Michelitz starting to gap a little bit Victor Anderson behind. So Norbe, a quiet but effective recovery drive. Let's have a look then. Race leader Azcona there goes to serve the long lap. That's a little bit slower than perhaps Azcona would have thought. Urrutia, Santiago not able to get on the attack, but Santiago though has the momentum. This is the final lap of the motor race. This is opportunity knocks for the Uruguayan driver. No, but Michelitz off camera takes away that place from Aurelien Comp as Comp serves his Joker lap. Now Urrutia has an opportunity. Mikel Azcona though has the line covered, starting to get back into the rhythm of things is the Spanish driver. And Azcona, he gambled, he tried to roll the dice, it wasn't quite enough. It isn't going to be the victory for 196. The question is, will he hold on for that second position? Santiago Urrutia, like a cheap suit, is all over the back of Mikel Azcona in this heat, but he can't quite do enough to distract the Spaniard. Jan Erlichey looking comfortable at the head of the pack. Jan Erlichey, the return of Jan continues. The comeback charge at a pace continues for car number 168. Jan Erlichey came to Villarreal wanting the victory. He got it done. All of the hard work away from the line. And I think Erlichey, just a few corners separate himself and race victory here in Villarreal. This will be the first win. Believe it or not, this sounds bizarre to say But this will be Jan Oleszej's first victory of 2026. His first one as a 30-year-old as well, having celebrated his birthday in Paul Ricard. And he has delivered in the finest way possible. Monster drive, champion's drive, some might say, from Jan Oleszej. It was a brave attack from Mikel Azcona, but at the end, it wasn't quite enough for the Spaniard. Through the chicane then, that caught Oleszej out in qualifying. No dramas whatsoever on the final lap of this motor race. Absolute consummate performance from our race leader, soon to be race winner of Villarreal. Through the final few corners we go then, the continuation of the comeback for Jan Oleszej at a pace here in Villarreal through the roundabout for the final time. Accelerate to the line. Jan Oleszej takes victory in the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour round number 8 at Villarreal. Mikel Azcona in second position. Santiago Urrutia making it a 1-3 for Geely Cyan Racing on the bottom step of the podium. Absolutely fantastic scenes then. Marchinguar in the end finished in 5th position as mentioned. Mikel Azcona, Norbert Michelis snuck past Aurelien Comte when Aurelien served his final joker lap intervention. 5th place then for car number 105 is a very, very impressive recovery drive from 9th on the grid. Aurelien Comte, as mentioned, comes across the line in 6th. Victor Anderson is the once again the ETS Guest Star Trophy winner in 7th place. Another very, very strong performance from Victor. Jenson Brickley in 8th. Manuel Fernandez second in the ETS Guest Trophy in 9th. Enzo Gianfrate, late addition to the World Tour field this weekend, crosses the line in 10th position. 3rd in the ETS Trophy. Mikael Carlsen, Steven Paulsen are the last finishing cars. Jimmy Claret, Ted Björk, Matthew Casalonga, Daniel Teixeira unfortunately don't make it through to the flag. Well, Villarreal, sometimes it giveth, sometimes it taketh away. And that's a giveth on this occasion. Absolutely fascinating motor race. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. Not as much as Jan Oleszej though. First victory since China 2025, believe it or not. He's always there, Jan, isn't he? He's always fighting for the win. You just feel like, if you can't remember a statistic, throw out the fact that Jan probably won, and you're normally fairly accurate. So it's very bizarre to say China 2025 since the last time. Car number 168 stood at the top step of the podium. It's going to taste all the sweeter, isn't it, for Oleszej? Absolutely brilliant drive, deeply impressive actually from Jan. Got away from the line, beautiful launch. Must admit it was a bit of a pig's ear from Mikel Azcona getting away from the line. That's where the motor race was won. The restarts were on point as well, a little bit tardy again from Mikel, to be honest, on the restarts. That gave Oleszej repeated comfort from the chasing pack, and those are the building blocks in which the victory house was built. So our French friend, Mr. Jan Oleszej, saw the driver's points briefly on screen. We'll have more time to dissect those before we say goodbye for the afternoon anyway, so I'm not too worried about that one. Right, said Fred. What a motor race. Didn't expect that one, did we? Plenty of dramas throughout the course of the race. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. There is your 3rd place man, Santiago Urrutia. I think he did a good job, didn't he, Santi? Played the team game. Could have been under a bit of pressure, couldn't he? If it had have gone a different way over the course of the safety car interventions. But all's well that ends well in the end. And another podium for Santiago, our championship leader, coming into this weekend. That changed obviously after qualifying. Mikel Azcona took over the top of the tree. Well, Santiago's doing a very, very good job indeed of staying in that conversation. Applause all round then. This is, if you've not been to Villarreal before, it really is quite literally in the heart of the city. It is absolutely spectacular scenes, and the people in the local area enjoy their motor racing, which is lucky because it's happening literally in front of their houses, and it really is a great atmosphere. Right, confirmation then, as they came across the line. Jan Oleszej by a second from Mikel Azcona. Santiago Urrutia rounding out the podium. Marchinguar, Norbert Michelis of 4th and 5th. Aurelien Comte couldn't hold on at the line. He's classified in 6th, just ahead of teammate Victor Anderson. Jenson Brickley, home hero Manuel Fernandez, 9th at the end. Great to see he got to the flag, and he beats home Enzo Gianfrate, the Brazilian, rounding out the top 10. 11th place goes the way of Mikael Karlsson. Stina Paulsen had 3 joker laps because 2's just not enough. He's classified in 12th. Then the luckless Jimmy Claret and Ted Bjork into a DNF, the final safety car of the event. Matthew Casalonga with a big crash, and Daniel Teixeira failed to make the start. Here is then our winners' arena. Last few cars pulling into position. Jan Earlishay's gone missing. He's too busy celebrating, isn't he? There we go. There is Jan. Pulling into position. To the applause of everybody as well. And it really, really sincerely was a good drive from Jan. I think he'll enjoy that one. I mean, all the points are still the same for a victory at the end of the day. Whether it was a good or a bad drive, you still get the same amount of points for the victory. But for Jan Earlishay, that one would have felt very nice, I am sure. There you go. You can see the emotion, can't you? You can hear the cheer from Jan. It really did mean a lot. Absolutely. Love the emotion. This is why we do sport, folks. This is what we're in the game we're in for. And there is our Alex, getting ready to interview. Celebrations with Cyan Racing and with Geely Motor as well for Jan Earlishay. Very good stuff then. Having a quick listen in, see if we catch anything. Geely have got their own camera crew, of course, as well. They have all sorts of different content that they put together back at home. And Jan's putting on quite the show, isn't he, for them? I think this is going to be a comeback of all comebacks in 2026. Let's have a look at the provisional drivers' points. And there you go. 48 is now the gap between Mikael Athkona and Jan Earlishay. Look at that one. 6 points separate our 2 championship leaders. Santiago Arrutia doing another good job. Still very much in the mix in second place. Norbert Michelic, despite having what appears to be a nightmare season every time we check in with Norbe, he's actually sitting quite strongly there in third position. 168 for himself and for Jan Earlishay. Ted Bjork's misfortune has knocked him back a little bit in the driver standings. Stead still very much in contention though. But enough of championship standings. Let's go down and have a word with our race winner, who's with Alex Ligouet.
Another fantastic win for Jan Earlishay. That launch at the start, is that where you won that race, or was it down to the incredible strategy of the team?
A bit of both, to be honest. First part of the job was done when we, for sure, took a better launch than Mikael. He got a bit of wheel spin, so I took my chance there. But then we knew we had pace in the car to build a gap, which was the case for first Joker. I had almost the gap to double the Joker directly, but then safety car came out. But they orchestrated perfectly to make sure I exit in the front of him in the last lap. So, no, it was perfect. Car was perfect. You know, with 30 kilo, we are like this every lap, touching mirrors. It's not like an easy Villarreal race when you are in the front and you just need to cover up your back. Here, you actually need to do push lap and quali laps during the race. So, no, super happy. And we finally back on the top step. So, I'm happy about this.
Well done, Jan. Well-deserved podium.
There we go then. Not an easy job for our race winner Jan Earlishay. And let's have a look. Confirmation again of the race results as they crossed the line. Artificially close gaps, of course, due to the safety car. One thing is for sure, Jan Earlishay worked very, very hard for that victory. Mikael Athkona as well, near faultless apart from the start. A good result for him. Second place overall. He extends his championship lead over that man Santiago Arrutia. Few more results there. You can see our retirees. But before we go any further, I've got a good idea. Let's have a look at the replay from the race that we've just enjoyed. Credit where credit's due. It's not easy putting those highlights together during a live race, so very nicely done, as always, by the team behind the scenes. And a very nicely done motor race. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. It's always a bit scary doing a street circuit, isn't it? You worry. What's the overtaking going to be like? Is it going to be a lot of crashes and a lot of drama? I think our World Tour field deserve a round of applause. A very, very entertaining motor race indeed. And in terms of the championship, it really does light things up, doesn't it, in the 2026 Kumho FIA TCR World Tour standings, as we are near as makes no difference at the halfway round of the
driver
season.
from Geely Cyan Racing, it's Santi Urrutia. Keep up the cheers and the round of applause, please, for BRC Hyundai N Squadra Corse, Michel Ascona. Winner from Geely Cyan Racing, it's Jan Alache. Representing Geely Cyan Racing is Samuel Kanka. Please also welcome onto the podium our ETS trophy winner once again is Victor Anderson. And now for the national anthem for Jan Alache. Congratulations. Okay, now for the trophies. Councilman Carlos Silva will be presenting our third position trophy to Geely Cyan Racing's Santi Urrutia. Councilwoman Mara Minhava will present the second position trophy to BRC Hyundai N Squadra Corse's Michel Ascona. Municipal Council President Rui Santos will present the winning trophy to Geely Cyan Racing's Jan Alache. The JF Villarreal President Jose Maria Majaleas will present the team trophy to Geely Cyan Racing's Kanka, Victor Kanka. Jorge Almeida, CAVR President, will present the ETS Guest Driver Trophy to Victor Anderson. Please now come together for your official photographs. Grab those bottles. Champagne!
There we go then. Podium celebrations over and done with, and what a round 8 of the Kumho FIA TCR World Tour. Jan Elyshe, man of the moment. Mikel Azcona, what can he do in race number 2? Santiago Urrutia continues to lead the championship. Great racing action, great drama on track. There's confirmation of the provisional points. And we'll be back again in a very, very short while indeed. 16:45 local time, 15:45 in UTC. A lot of drivers have got some thinking to do. A lot of teams have got some repair work to do. But from Alex Le Gui and myself, Paul Jeffrey, much love to you all. See you next time. See you later. And goodbye.